What's up, ladies and gents? CenterStrain01. Take two. What's up, ladies and gents? CenterStrain01, your host, and welcome to more Elite Dangerous. Picking off where we left off, we finally got the soul permit, of course, so very excited for that. But now, it is time to search soul, to kind of just see what it's like to search our galaxy, or excuse me, our star system. The soul system. So with that being said, we are going to just get underway. I'm not even going to worry about being in here, and we are just going to go for a ride. We're going to go down to some planets. We're going to explore in our SUV, or SRV. Could you imagine if you could explore in your SUV? That would be really fun.
Docking coupler disengaged. Observe station regulations on exit.
Woo! Talk about close. Alright, so as we left off, this is Earth. Third rock from the sun. So what I want to do is we're going to head over to the actual sun. And pretty much from there, we're just going to explore and just see what we can get ourselves into. So with that being said, it's so weird how this happens. We're going to have to go into our system map, so we can check out the system map first. There's our sun. So why don't we set a... There we go. A bookmark for that. Or not a bookmark, but a waypoint.
You have exceeded the station exclusion zone. FFC signing off.
And we are heading for Soul. Alright, so we're going to get as close to our sun as we can, and we'll start there. We'll kind of move out and just, you know, do a little exploration. Probably not a good idea just to look directly into it. Get a little bit above it. Actually, it would be a good idea to get a sense of super scale. And we're going to go all the way up here. Kind of so we can look down upon it. I mean, even though technically in space there is no up, down, left, or right. But I want to look at it from a down point so I can see all of the system. So now we can get a sense of we're completely above. You've got Uranus all the way out there. There's Mars. Obviously this is going to be Mercury, Venus, and then obviously on the other side is Earth. Jupiter's over there. So let's just take a look around. Elite Dangerous is just one of the most beautiful looking games, and it's very simple in its merit because it's just black space, so there's not a lot. You can run this game really, really well. I'm playing this in ultra wide, and it's just so beautiful, right? And there's other players around here, of course. Nav beacon, if you want to get into some fighting, you can go to the nav beacon, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of wanted people out there that you can deal with. Obviously, when you get close enough to a star, you will automatically, if you have a fuel scoop. It's just amazing to even be able to be, you know, this close to a star. Ah, it's so cool. But as you can see, our heat will also get up as well. And so what is cool about the Sol system is that there's little nav beacons that you can visit. Like little beacons that will give you some history into how the Federation and how all of these systems have have come about since in the time between our reality and theirs. So it's pretty cool. And there's just so much to look around here. Neptune. So we're going to head to Mercury. And we'll take a look at one of these beacons. Now, I do not have any weapons on my ship, and I am in open play, so anything could happen. We could be interdicted. There seems to be a lot of players around this area. So who's to say if someone will just outright kill me? But that's always the fun and mystery. Now, I could go over to solo play, and then the computer can still do the same thing, but it's not as frequent. It's easier to get out of a computer battle than it is out of another human player battle. So, it looks like this is a landable planet, which is amazing. The closest planet is actually landable. So we're going to head towards this thing called the Birthright Wars. But you can see that we're also going to a part that is not lit up by the sun. This is just one of the many amazing things that you can do in Elite Dangerous. Now, the trick to landing on planets and to have the best is to actually go in from a little high and then come down, as opposed to gliding across this way. This way will definitely take a lot longer. Once it gets down to about 100 kilometers, that's when you're going to go into glide. And then it's kind of, you're using the gravity and the force of the ship to kind of hurl you towards the planet. Which should start happening here in just any second. There we go. So now we're no longer in Super Cruise, and we're actually gliding in. So bring it down into the blue, because once we get this close, you don't want to just crash. Then you'll slow down, and the blue is the safe. So there's something already here. So this is the Birthright Wars. So it's a tourist beacon that you can scan. And you get a little message that pops up. And you get some history into the settlers and kind of, and they've got these all over the Sol system and in other parts of the galaxy. So unfortunately, there's no like voice acting or anything like that. But we're actually going to head down and land. I think it'll be cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to see the sun from this point, since we're pretty much in a more dark area. But just look at just how beautiful it is, first of all. So yes, we're on the opposite side of where the sun is, so we're going to start heading down.
Landing gear deployed.
Alright, so we have to wait until we're at a place that is suitable for landing, which is right here. Just kind of skirt along until we get... There we go. And now we can take our SRV out.
Drivers.
And you can see that we're like kind of slanted. We're on like some type of hill. So So just remember we're in the back right now. So turn around, you can see the rest of the galaxy. So one thing to note is that you see this, a bunch of, like, if you see something that looks like that, that's heading towards the center of the galaxy. Because in the center of the galaxy, if we actually check out our map and we pull back just ever so slightly, all these are places that you can go. These are places that you can visit, that you can get missions and do trading and exploration and passenger. All that stuff is in this. This is called the bubble, right? Every location that is not lit up with like yellow, red, or whatever, that's meaning that it's usually uncharted. So that means those are places that you can discover and whatnot. But notice it as you go out more and more, that's just a small little area of what we call the bubble. And as you keep going back, you can see bigger. Like there's a Bernard's Loop, right? But now we take a look and get a real sense of scale. Sagittarius A, which is the center of the galaxy. So we can head there. Now you saw how many stars that were located around where we were. Now I want you to take a look at in the exact center of the galaxy. And every single one of these dots is explorable. Every single one of these dots. It is truly amazing. And this is just one small little itty bitty portion of this. I can't believe it. It's so amazing just how big our galaxy is. And I'm only in such a small little area right here that it just doesn't do any of it justice. And there's like only 0.01% has been explored in the game. So there are still 99.9% of this game has not been explored. And one of the cool things, if we were to say head out here, let's say, now we're probably not too far. I mean, we're out in the bubble, or outside of the bubble, yes, but I'm sure that people has been out here. So you'll get, like, if you go into a system, you'll get like your name. Like if we head in, let's see, if we head over here to the bubble where we are right now in the Sol system, right there, and we're going to take a look again at the system map. You'll see nobody has done this, right? Nobody's name is there because this is already explorable. It's our main system. But if you go, let's say, just outside as we move along, and again, all these places are, you know, explorable, and we go to right here. If you would go inside, obviously we can't because it's, you know, non-explorable. If you go inside the system map, you'll see that maybe people have explored it, but we don't have that data. And then you'll get your name above a planet. It's really cool, and how everything works is just amazingly cool. So, getting back to the mission at hand, this is that beacon. And you gotta remember that there's not much gravity here. So you can use that to your advantage and have really loads of fun. Some of these moons and planets that you can explore are really cool in the fact that they allow you, they all have different terrain. Some might have huge, huge mountains that you can explore and whatnot. So, but this is just one of the visitor beacons that you can come across. And we'll scan it again here. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to head over to another planet. Maybe we'll get one with a little different type of detail. There's our beautiful ship. So in order to... Whoa. Love the music that's playing too. That's because at every beacon you're going to have like music like that for like if aliens were coming by. You know, just kind of like how when we send our time capsules and things like that. So we're going to head back up into our ship and then we'll take off and then we'll head towards Venus. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my system map to make sure I have it located. You can see that that's the planet Mercury right there. And then you can actually go and see that there is some other things on the planet that you can actually travel to, like stations and stuff. And we'll do that in just a second. But for now, let's just head to Venus.
Landing gear retracted.
You can see where Venus is, but in order to get there fast, we're going to need to actually look up. We have to get out of mass lock. Because in this case, let's say if we were going to try to get to Venus right now from where we are, it would take over a year to go 200 light seconds. So you have to get out of mass lock. And then you can go into frame shift drive, which now we can.
Frame shift drive charging. Ready to engage.
Oh, we got back in mass lock. And what mass lock means is there's some type of force that is keeping us too, like it's the gravity is pulling us too much in. There's like a big area surrounding us that doesn't allow us to move as fast as we need to go into this type of speed. So we got to get far enough away from the planet. And we're almost there. But as you can see, we still got to climb. As you can see, we're slowing down because we're still too close. Just look now, we've exceeded. As you can see, our speed is going up a lot now. That means we're away from the planet enough to be able to gain that speed. Now, what's really cool in VR is the fact that we can turn our head and look behind us, look everywhere, and it's so intuitive. But I'm using a Thrustmaster 16,000 HOTAS system to utilize with the game, so that allows me to like kind of make this really feel like a space sim, you know, or a flight sim. So we're still gaining up speed, which does take a little bit of time depending on the planets that you're at and what you're doing and how far you are from other planets. Now, what you see down there in the bottom right of the circle in the middle, it says 0.30, 40C, 45, 50C. What that is that's the speed of light. So we're going 0.80, the speed of light. Now we're going 1, we're going exactly the speed of light. So, and again, once this gets down to 7 seconds, and you'll notice that if you come in too hot, it'll go down to 5, 4, and all you want to do is go low and then swoop back around and do like a complete 180, and then you'll still be good to go. Keep it in the blue, don't take it out of the blue, and you'll automatically get back to 7 seconds. So it's pretty unique the way it works. As far as, there's so many stations around here. So, welcome to Venus. We'll do a quick look around to Venus. I don't believe this is a planet that is landable on, and the reason that it is not is because it's obviously directly facing the sun. So with planets that you cannot land on, they have this yellow outside perimeter, just meaning that you can't go within that perimeter. So it's kind of amazing to think about how Earth is at that perfect kind of distance from the sun right here, in order to be able to land on planets, or to be able to, you know, have life and all that. So what I want to do is we're going to skip ahead here, and we're going to go to a place. See, that's another cool thing, is this is Mars, but think of it being in the future. It's been terraformed, and now it's, you know, actually landable. We're going to land on one of Jupiter's moons. It actually has a station on it as well. So we're going to go in, land on one of the stations in Jupiter, and then I think that'll be good for the video. So it looks like there's a survey. Alright, so now that we've got where we're going, we're going to head that way. And if you guys want to see any more Elite Dangerous kind of moving around the Sol system, please let me know in the comments. The next thing that I'm getting into is I've done enough trading to get my Sol permit. The next thing I'm going to be doing is grabbing a Dolphin, and I'm going to start my stint as a pilot. And really explore the game. I've never been outside the bubble. I've never, you know, been more than 200 light years away from my starting point. So I'm really looking forward to doing that, which is not something I've really done before. So if we go over here, we can see where we're landing, which is not an actual. So let's land there. Which is actually not. Okay, so maybe there isn't a landing on Jupiter. That's. Yeah, Jupiter is still 1,000. Okay, so it's somewhere in the 1,000. It's got to be over here. So. Here's camp and survey. Yeah. Alright, no, we should be good. Just want to make sure I kind of show you a little bit about what. So we're not landing on Jupiter. Now, this is exactly what I wanted to show you here. As you can see, it's under 6.5. So if it goes to 4, then we're probably not going to make it, but we should be good at 5. 5 is like the lowest you want to get at that point. Nope, it's going 4. All right. So what you want to do is go low, and then when you get past, you're in the blue, so you're automatically going to slow down, bring it past that point. And now we're back up to 9 seconds, and you can see that we're good. So, there's Jupiter. Now you can get into some fights and stuff like that along the rings. But we're actually going to land on this planet. If you guys want to see more, please let me know, because I'd love to show you as much as I can with Elite Dangerous. This is like one of my things that I love to do outside of recording. Like when I'm not recording my gameplay videos of other walkthroughs that I'm doing currently, I am playing things like Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous. And coming up, there's a few more games that I'm going to be getting into that are space related, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. Infinite, Battlescape. I mean, there's so many dual, what is it called, dual universe, all kinds of really cool space games coming up. All right, so slow down a little bit. It's going to 5-4. See, we're not at a good angle. You don't want to be in the red. So I'm going to go a little bit so that way we can hop back around. It does take a little bit of time to really get good at coming in at the right angle. So we want to get a little high. The higher you go, see how our speed is going up, but if we were to drop, then our speed will go down. Oh, that's a nice view of Jupiter there too as well. Alright, so we're under 100, which means we're going to start going into glide here. Once we're under that little yellow. So you can go all the way up. Once it gets down to about, like I said, 7, then you want to go back into the blue, and then you should be safe. And we're coming out right at the perfect time. So that's really cool that we get that nice Jupiter planet looking at.
Lacon, Charlie, Echo, November. You are entering Federation-controlled airspace. Follow all section docking protocols.
Now,
Access
different
granted.
moons
Landing pad
and planets that you
06.
land on have different gravity fields. So you'll see some wiggle and some woggle on different ones. If it has a high gravity, that means it's going to push your vehicle down, which can be harder to land and things like that. So you got to keep in mind exactly what the gravity is like on a planet. So also notice that where we need to land is on the other side. It'll always tell you by the look of where the number is, the docking number.
1,000 meters from touchdown.
They also have auto landing, auto docking, things that you can get for your ship if you're not so good at landing. I've actually become a beast at doing it in VR, but not so much in the regular base game. There we go. Nice, perfect landing. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter the hangar.
Landing completed. Power down systems. Pleased to have you, Commander.
And we're going to take our SUV out. Which is something that you can do when you're inside. Pretty cool. This is a low gravity planet, so we can be flying around pretty cool like. Which is why it wasn't too difficult to land. Just don't do anything illegal and you won't have to worry about the Guardians or any of those stuffs, you know, kind of messing with you. So amazing, look at that. We are freaking sky the freak high right now. Come back in for a nice soft landing. Alright, so now we're kind of outside the perimeter here. What I'm going to do is call our ship. And our ship is going to take off from one of these places and come to us. It'll take a little bit of time, but not too long. You can see that other people are landing and all that stuff too. There he is. No, that's another ship. Never mind. There's our ship. We are way up there. Look at that. That's so awesome. Make sure you boost when you're going down so you don't take too much damage. So we're going to head to our ship. Just because I couldn't remember which docking bay we were in. I would say it's not as intuitive to fly this with a HOTAS. You want probably a controller would be your best bet. Alright, so it looks like we should be exactly where we need to go. And again, now you can see that you can actually go right to your ship. Like, you can have your ship come to you, even no matter where it is. If you land on a planet, if you go far away from your ship, you can have it come right to you, which is a pretty cool feature to have in this game. So we're going to land again.
Access approved. Proceed to landing pad 05.
Now there's not much... Ooh, I love the way that Jupiter looks. There's not much gravitational force on this planet, so it's pretty easy to land.
Warning. Engage landing gear.
Well, it would help if I had my landing gear down. I thought I did. I hit the button. And let's get back down. There we go. So, that's a little tour of our solar system.
Contact.
If you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know. I don't do a lot of videos like this, so I'm pretty bad at it, but this is like one of those things I love to show off my love for different types of games, and I like to do videos to keep you guys entertained for those of you that like other stuff besides stealth walkthroughs and those kind of things. So, hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys rock. I love you, and please let me know if you guys like to see any more of this type of stuff on the channel. And I'll see you next time. Peace out, Commander.